Hey everyone, how are you? If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So today we're going to go through my January favorites. What have I been reaching for? What have I been loving? What have I not? I do have a few fails, not many. I have two, but if we don't love it, we got to talk about it. Because here we just keep it real, like we can't. And my number one favorite are these cute ears Cara from Beauty and the Frizz gifted me for Christmas. Like, she cute. And the rose gold, like, I will treasure these forever. One, because they're cute, but most importantly, because they're from Cara. Like, what? So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then keep on watching. So we're gonna start with the fails, and I'm gonna lean all up in this chair because the shade. So I tried, as you guys know, I tried with the Gucci foundation. I did the first impressions, I tried again, and I continuously tried and tried because I was like, it's impossible. Like, there has to be a way to make this work. No, no way. Now, I have been told that the formula that was released by Gucci initially on their site is different than the formula that went to Sephora. So I have packaged and sent my Gucci foundation to Yadi from Yadi Beauty. She has one that she just absolutely loves. I think that the shade I got will be a better match for her now in the winter. I sent it to her. I said, please just tell me if it's different. Tell me if you love this thing. Like, it's just so bad. I don't feel I can call it a foundation. And I didn't include it in my yearly fails, even though it was my most recent fail, because I feel like I really hadn't like tried everything I could to make it work. So I tried to mix it with like this Kosas tinted face oil in medium. Negative. Nope. So then we'll move on to this. This is not for oily people, you guys. So I just thought, because the Gucci was so drying, so like, it would get so dry that it would be like pasty, like a clay that's just, I can't explain it. So I would put like a drop or two of this. It would work a little better, but it was just as bad. And then if you add too much of this, you might as well wear this on its own. So I was like, is this good? This is good if you want a light tinted like moisturizer look, but it's not for oily skin. I didn't think it would be, but because it's a face oil, but I wanted to give it a fair chance because I did get it in a boxy charm, and it is not. I have never touched this to my face or anything. Like, I literally just tried a few drops into the Gucci and then a few drops into my face on a sponge and onto my face. So I'm going to find somebody to gift this to in the shade medium, but it's not for me. I'm too oily for this. So that's it. Those are the two fails. Let's move on to what I am loving in January. So I don't have a primer that I find myself going for all the time besides that Hydro Grip, but I usually just put that Hydro Grip like here on top of whatever primer I'm using, and I've mentioned that in prior videos, but I don't have like that first primer I put on, one that I go to all the time. But foundations, so I do have two. The first one is the Chanel Ultra Le Tint. I think that's how you say it. Ultra Wear All Day Comfort Flawless Finish Foundation. This is in the shade B40. This is currently my perfect shade. Will it be my shade in the summer? Absolutely not. It's okay. Like, this is one of the foundations I will purchase in a summer shade. It's flawless. This is more of a soft matte velvet look. It wears beautifully as your oils seep through. If you're oily, I highly recommend this. If you're dry, I really wouldn't. I don't think it would really work on dry skin. I feel like it might insinuate like any dry patches, but if you're oily, I highly recommend it. I know Liz from Chicago Law Beauty, I'll link her channel below. She's loving it. I just, it's so beautiful. And to go next, just because it's a perfect combo, the Le Correcteur de Chanel, and this is in the shade B30. So this is very hydrating, yet a medium coverage. It's not full, but I don't feel like I want it to be full. It's just the funniest thing, because like I have this whole concoction, like this whole little cocktail situation sitting here. So I do this, and then another favorite is the Chantecaille Le Camouflage Stylo, and this is in the shade 3. So it's like, this is the perfect combo. So although this is not like intense full coverage, you add this. This is not a concealer. It's like a highlighter pen. You add it where you want to brighten, and bam. Like, this is the perfect trio. So all three of these, highly recommend. Now, before I do any concealer, anything, one that I have tried, and I did promise myself that I was going to try more Charlotte Tilbury in 2021, and you might see that in a recent haul. I'm just saying. And this is the color corrector in the shade 2 medium. So I do color correct before I go in with this little cocktail over here, and it is just flawless. Until I started color correcting, I never thought I would use a lighter coverage concealer. So thank you, Charlotte. So this is like an orange, and it does come in multiple shades. So it like color corrects any darkness. Like right there, you can see. You can't see the veins there, and I have veins running up and down my hands. So you can see how it color corrects and then allows you to put a lighter coverage concealer for that light color that you're looking for. And then if you want a little bit more brightness in certain areas, that's where the Chantecaille Le Camouflage Stylo pen comes in. So next, another foundation, and I do use the same concealer method with this foundation, and this is the Chantecaille Future Skin. This is in the shade Cream. So this is a lot lighter coverage than this, but I'm okay with that because I do spot conceal. And even though I spot conceal, this foundation, so it's like a gel-like consistency, and it's very cooling. You can see there. It's very cooling on the skin. It has a very like natural finish. Again, my oils come out flawless. Like, you know, if you're oily, sometimes your oil comes out and like your foundation breaks up, or it'll shift, or whatever. Like, it does weird things every single time. Not with this, and not with this. I've been reaching for these all month, and I can't complain. I'm in heaven. I'm keeping on with complexion. So to set my under eye, I have been using and loving the Becca Under Eye Brightening Setting Powder. I feel like I could never remember that. I don't know why. So this is, it looks white, it is translucent, and it just gives a flawless finish. It doesn't cake up. It doesn't look powdery under the eye. And I used to be, if you go back to like the beginning of my channel, I was like, I'll never recommend a concealer. I'll never recommend a mascara. Well, I started realizing that the issue with the concealers was me. I was not properly moisturizing under my eyes because I'm so oily. I was like, no, Aileen, you don't need all that. You don't need all that. I just felt like putting all that here was just gonna make it start dripping, and it was like I was nervous. But no, I've highly just been hydrating and moisturizing under the eye before I do my makeup, and I'm liking more and more concealers, and I'm like, okay, I'm the problem. I can admit it. So in keeping on with complexion, if I do want additional coverage, no matter what foundation I am using, you guys know my ride or die holy grail spot concealer is the Boing in the shade 2. But I have been reaching for the NARS Soft Matte, and this is in the shade Macadamia Medium 0.1. Like, look at the dent I have made in this. Like, I have made a significant dent, and that's just this month because my ride or die has been the Boing, and I'm like, wait, this one has been pretty good. I will say I never liked it on my under eye because I felt it was drying. Since I discovered that I've been the problem with the whole moisturizing under the eye, I have not tried this under the eyes, but I will. But this just, the spot conceals beautifully. I don't have any spot concealing on today, and that's just because my skin's been getting better, but that's coming. Skincare video coming. So next is the Chantecaille Blur Powder. So this is the Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. And oh, was she upside down? And this is in the Hummingbird. This is so beautiful. Now it does have a tint to it. It is not translucent. Let's move on to brows. Tom Ford. So you guys know I've had it on multiple videos. This is the Tom Ford Brow Gel in the shade Espresso. I love this stuff. Love it, love it, love it. I've said it in multiple videos. It just insinuates every hair. It darkens it. It looks beautiful. And at first, I did not like this Tom Ford pencil. This is the Brow Sculptor, and this is in the shade Chestnut. So as you can see, like when you pull it up, it looks kind of grayish and white. So that's how the tip looked. So once I rubbed that initial coating off of it, it glides beautifully. It doesn't tug at the hairs. And this combo right here is just beautiful. I do like the hairs to be darker, and they do sell these in the same shade, but I like the pencil to be lighter than the gel. So the pencil is in Chestnut and the gel is in Espresso. Love it. So let's move on to my next favorite subject. What is it? Bronzer. I love to bronze. I love to bronze. So this was gifted to me for my birthday, and I don't think it was intended to be a bronzer. It's intended to be a powder, but I just bought a darker shade and I love it as a bronzer. This is the Beige's Healthy Glow Sheer Powder, and this is in the shade N70. Isn't she stunning? Absolutely stunning. I love her. Like, she looks darker in the pan than she is. Look. Like, oh, I probably should have not swatched it over the corrector. Hold on one second. So we'll swatch it over here. Look at that. It's just beautiful. You can pile it on. You can spread it out. It's just so pretty. I'm really enjoying the shade. I love the consistency. It's not too powdery. It blends into the skin beautifully. It is what I have on today. Sorry, I didn't mention it, but I do have the Tom Ford on today as well. I don't have any of the foundations. I do have that concealer, little cocktail under my eyes. I'm just enjoying all of it. And because we all know Aileen, we know Aileen doesn't only wear one bronzer. I wear two. So I go in with my deepest shade in the perimeter and then a lighter one to buff around. And the one I find myself using the most these days is the Marc Jacobs. And this is in the shade 54 Muse. This is so pretty. It does have, so it doesn't look as dark. If you can see, it does have like a light sheen to it. See how those blend together beautifully, and it looks like from dark to light. That's what I like. So I go in the perimeter with the dark, and then I buff with the lighter one. And I love bronzer, so if I can have an excuse to use two, why not? Next, let's move on to lip products. So first, the Victoria Beckham Posh lipstick in the shade Sway. This is so pretty. It is what I have on my lips today with the Victoria Beckham lip liner in the shade 4. Like, I am absolutely loving this. This is my go-to shade all the time. It's like a rose color, but it looks rosier on my hand than it does on my lips. Like, on my lips, it pulls more like a rosy nude, where here it looks like a rosy pink. It's the oddest thing, but once it gets on my lips, it's probably because my lips are more pigmented than my hand. So that can definitely be the case. It just changes the color to like my perfect pinky nude. Love it. Next, you guys know I love these. I love them. But this is the newest shade to my collection. And if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I posted it on my stories. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you should go check me out there, because I do post videos, short little clips or videos or what I'm using. And I'm really loving this. This is the Chanel Le Rouge Dual Ultra Tenue Gloss. So it's like, whoa, I can never remember that long name. So this is in the shade Daring Red. It really is beautiful. It's like not too blue, not too orange. It's just red. Perfectly red. And we already know I love these, because once you go on with the clear gloss, you just lock that in place. Mask, no mask, it doesn't. Burger, greasy, ice cream, water, it's not coming off. It's not coming off, and we love it anyways. So for the last category is eyeshadow. So the one I've been reaching for the most since I tried it is the Natasha Denona bronze palette. I love this palette. Like, everybody's like, oh, I still have to try the Love, and I want to try the Glam a few more times on camera before I decide to whether I'm ready to rank them or not, because I could think of my number one, but after that, all of them. Like, how can I rank my Natasha Denonas? But here's the bronze palette. She's stunning, I think, for spring and summer with a bronzy look. Like, this is going to be beautiful. I mean, do I love it because it says bronze? No, I really do. I love the Natasha Denona formula. I love the shades, like these shimmers, everything. They're like butter. Look at these shimmers. Like, look at this. You cannot tell me that this shade right here, oh my goodness. Like, these are like butter. Like butter, baby. Can I swatch them all? Look at these. This shade right here. And they all have like this pretty sheen. Oh, I just love this palette. And the mattes. I love an all matte look. Don't ever underestimate a Natasha Denona matte. I swear these blend themselves. Just a little, put a little, you don't need no elbow grease. You just need a little wrist grease. Beautiful. So for my last product is my everyday one and done shadow, and that is Zebra from Chantecaille. I recently did a full face of Chantecaille, and I will link that up here. This shade. If you are not new to my channel, you know that I am obsessed with rose gold. Just like I said in the beginning of the video. I will say it all the time. I love rose gold. And this rose gold zebra shade all over the lid. I typically go all over the crease and buff it upwards dry, and then I slap it on the lid wet. Oh, she cute. Beautiful. But that is it. Those are my January favorites and fails. Let me know if any of these are on your favorites. If any of my favorites are your fails. Let me know if you've liked any of these products, if you tried any, if you're interested in trying any. And until next time, don't forget, we're all perfectly imperfect. Bye.